Welcome back, everybody. L1F3BrickS Studios back again. Here, bring you another episode of the Worst to Best series. This is going to be going over the Lego Star Wars Legends kind of subset, I guess. There are 13 sets in this line, I guess. It's not really a official line, made by Lego, but this is pretty much all these sets that just aren't canon to, the Clone Wars or the movies, or to pretty much what, Disney Star Wars counts as canon these days. That's why, stuff like the Rogue Shadow, is on here, so from like the Force Unleashed. So pretty much I'll be going over these. This is kind of a topic that doesn't really get hit that much, so I figured I'd do it. Starting off with number 13, guys, has to be that Genesys Trooper Battle Pack from 2014. Yeah, guys, definitely, or actually 2015, definitely just one of those sets that just, it's weird, the Genesys Troopers, I'm really not a fan of. I wish they could have done differently. The regular old ones aren't bad. I like how they did the camo ones, but I wish they could have maybe done the two, regular Phase 2 camo clones, and then maybe a regular 2/12th clone, and then possibly a Commander Jet Trooper, Kiadi Mundis, something like. I wish they would have, if they were to do this battle pack, they keep the walker and everything, the vehicles, whatever, in battle packs, really, since they can't get that too accurate, but if they would have, try to keep it as close to the possible, the possibilities of that landing at Point Rain episode, have a 2/12th Trooper, maybe have a regular clone Trooper, a Commander Jet Trooper, and something like that, kind of keep it a little bit more, maybe a 2/12th ARF Trooper, in camo, something like that, where it would be a little bit more accurate, a little bit more appealing. But this is pretty much just called, in the Legends thing, since, none of these are canon, never seen, anywhere. The price per piece wasn't bad, it was a battle pack back when they were $13, not 15 or 20 or any of that. So, moving on to number 12, guys, this would have to be the set number 75204, the Sand Speeder. Yeah, so this came out of nowhere in 2018. It was one of those sets that the first image we had of it was on the shelf, of a Target. I made a video of it back then. It's another one of those sets. I guess it's based off of Jakku, but it's not off of any canon, stuff. It wasn't seen in The Force Awakens or, The Last Jedi. Wasn't announced any, in any books or anything like that. That's why I'm throwing it on here, just because it was one of those things. It's a cool recolor, honestly. It's not a bad set. Price per piece, it's there. 2 minifigures, which I wish they could have been a little bit better, a little bit different, maybe including your 3 minifigures or something like that. But just in general, again, it's one of those sets that just, if this was never made, no one would have ever, wanted this to be a set. I'm pretty sure no one on the planet would have been like, hey, a Sand Speeder. That's my opinion on number 12. Let's move on to number 11, guys. That would have to be the Senate Commando Troopers Battle Pack. The same thing as the Genosys, came out in 2015. Same thing, $12.99. Price per piece was there, but I feel like Senate Commando Troopers is just one of those things that should have been kept. Maybe 2 per set, something like that. The Cad Bane Speeder, that was a good set to get one. Didn't one come in the Republic Venator, I think? So maybe if they would have done, if they wanted to reprint the Senate Commando Troopers, they could have maybe done another set based off the Clone Wars, where they could have included maybe 1 or 2 of them. It's just one of those that, again, the Senate Commandos are supposed to be kind of a special, they're not clones, so they're not multiplied by, millions, they're real people, protecting the Chancellor, protecting the higher, Senate and stuff like that. So, I wish it would have been, more kind of like, you got the Cad Bane Speeder, you get your 2 there, you get, your 1 and 2 are the Venator, and then maybe another 1 or 2, like where maybe you'd have to bricklink 1 or 2, if you really want to get, a full maybe set of 6 of them. But I get where they were coming from for it, but I think they could have, done something different with maybe like a $30 set, just so they didn't throw them down our face, since, now they're worth like $1.50. But originally from the Cad Bane Speeder and stuff, those things were going for about $20 a piece back then. So yeah, there's my opinion on number 11. Number 10, same year, same concept, the Shadow Trooper Battle Pack, set number 75079. Price per piece was there, and the only reason why I'm really putting this above those other 2 battle packs is because, first off, I do actually like the speeder in there. It's not a bad build. And second off, at least these troopers have been, in the comics, there is a thing called Shadow Troopers, in Legends, there is actually, Shadow Guards, kind of, some Shadow Stormtroopers. Those are things, at least the minifigures are, part of the Star Wars universe, to some extent. Again, I like how they did this. It was one of those, again, where, is it really needed to do in a battle pack? but some people were glad they did it. It was cool to get a couple of. It wasn't really something armyable, I'd say. Again, I wish that maybe they would have done something different. Where some of these that you just, you really only need a couple of them. The Shadow Guards, that's cool. If you're going to get maybe 2 of them for maybe a recreation of a scene, from a comic book. But that's my opinion on that set. Again, just that era of battle packs, I feel like they're really trying to just try something new. I feel like it didn't really work for a lot of it. So let's move on to number 9, guys. That would have to be the 2019 Stormtrooper Battle Pack, the 20th anniversary Battle Pack. Some of you guys might have some controversy on this, but pretty much, the price per piece isn't there. It's a battle pack, and they're up to $20 now. So again, this is categorized as Legends just because the actual dropship itself was never in canon. There was never Shadow Troopers in canon. I don't believe. Quote me on that down below if I am wrong on that, but. It's all cool, the 20th anniversary edition. I'm gonna get it, if it goes on sale, even $15. I like the box art on it. Han Solo's cool, but again, when you're comparing it to some of these other sets, it just doesn't really compare. The price per piece, the whole fact of just the markup on it really just kind of defeats it. I think it's a step up, for sure. And again, inflation and stuff like that. But I feel like they could have kept it at $15. And even then, even if it was $15, I feel like it might have maybe gone a place or 2 up, on the rankings. But yeah, so there's my opinions on that, guys. Let's move on to number 8. That would have to be the 2017 Republic Fighter Tanks at number 75182. Yeah, so this is another one that kind of came out of nowhere. People were excited to hear the rumors, but were kind of let down by the size of it. I personally don't have this one yet, but I have seen it in person plenty of times, at Brick World and stuff like that. I've held it before, people have let me see it before, back when it was kind of a controversy in 2017, people would have it at Brick World, and, I held it in my hand and stuff like that. Definitely not the, not the best thing. Definitely when you're comparing it to the, the 2008 one. I get where they're coming from. The size is different, by a lot, and same with like the pieces even. I do like the gunner. The droids, cool. It's a pretty cool set in general. I feel like if they would have just made the Republic Fighter Tank just a little bit bigger, just even like 0.5 scale it up, something like that, just a little bit bigger, because it fits in the palm of my hand, and I've got pretty small hands for being 18 years old. It's pretty small, guys, if you don't have it already. Let's move on to number 7, guys. That is the original Stormtrooper Battle Pack from 2008, I think. Isn't it from 2008? Yep, 2008, 7667, the Imperial Dropship. Again, I would have to put this over the 20th anniversary one just for the fact, and I get inflation, I understand, but I feel like if the other one was at $15, they would compare. But, just the fact it is $20 retail, where you are going to have to kind of wait it out to get it for, the right price. That's why I think this one's better. They kind of did it better. Stormtroopers, Shadow Guard, or Shadow Trooper. The price per piece is still, it was 12.3, but again, you're paying $10 for, 4 minifigures, armyable. The dropship was still good. It did its, job back then. So that's why I gotta feel, that's better than the 20th anniversary one, and that is why that's number 7 on my list. Number 6 would have to be the TIE Defender. This, as we're getting closer on the end of this list, we're coming into some of these kind of TIE Fighter Imperial stuff that they kind of just threw at us. Yeah, this is 8087 TIE Defender. I personally have this set. I'm putting it at this number, at number 6, just for the pure fact the price per piece is pretty bad. And this is a pretty endurable set. This has happened to quite a few people I've seen on, YouTube, where it's just kind of, the TIE Defender is just not really built that well, honestly. One small little hit, the cockpit can fall off or the wings can break off. Too many figures, too. It's a pretty blessed set, and it's not really... I don't know where this was ever. It's just one of those things that I feel like was just overpriced at the time, and a lot of people kind of slept on it, and like a lot of people still are. It's just one of those things that it kind of just came and went, and people aren't really missing on it. I got mine, pretty much built. I think the cockpits broke off, but other than that, I don't really plan on rebuilding it. It doesn't really have a special place in my heart or anything like that, so nothing special. That's my number 6. Number 5, it would have to be the TIE Crawler. Definitely one of those TIE fighters that is cool. A little remake would be nice. Price per piece is there. Too many figures again. That's why I just got to give the one up to this, to the TIE Defender. I definitely think the Crawler is better. In many ways, a couple ways. More unique, I feel. Those tread pieces are very cool to have. Very cool, set to have. And you can use it in mocks more. Obviously all ground vehicles you can use, easier in mocks. than you know, space vehicles and stuff like that. So that's why I got to give that to the 2007 TIE Crawler. I mean, hopefully eventually we can get a little, you know, redo, I guess. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but I doubt it. Moving on, number 4, guys, the Imperial V Wing. This kind of threw people out of nowhere as well, but very cool set, guys. $20, a couple of cool minifigures, 139 pieces from 2011. I got to give this number 4 because it is. I thought this was seen at the end of Revenge of the Sith. I could have swore it was, but I guess it's categorized as Legends on here. But I thought it was showing at the end of Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I think it was kind of dark out, you know, kind of when they were showing out of the Star Destroyer or Venator at the time or whatever. So it could have still been Republic ones, but who knows? That's why I got to say this is my number 3, though. Or my number 4. Number 3 would have to be the original Rebel Battle Pack. Kind of the same thing as the Stormtrooper one. A very good deal. 4 nice Rebel Troopers. A great way to build your army. You know, Rebel Troopers were harder to get at the time. You know, they didn't come as many sets as, you know, Stormtroopers. So it was definitely one of those things that was just a very nice battle pack to have. You know, you'd get 1 or 2 of these and you can redo your Tantive, you know, 4 scene from A New Hope and stuff like that. So definitely that era of battle packs are really good. But again, that was just for the price. I mean, really, I mean, you know, if you threw 4 Rebels in a battle pack for $20 now, I mean, definitely wouldn't be as good as the deal. Kind of like the 20th anniversary deal. But yeah, guys, my number 2 would have to be the Rogue Shadow. Now, this is pretty much, I would have to say, this is probably the number 1. You know, just for the fact of, you know, something that they really based it off of. You know, off of the Force Unleashed. You know, had really good, you know, a really good ground, I guess, to make this. You have 3 minifigures, you know, 482 pieces, great price per piece. 2008, right when the games, you know, came out, Force Unleashed. I gotta say, this is probably my number 1 for the pure fact of being a Legends set and being 100% accurate and a really great set for that. But yeah, aside for that, I gotta say my number 1 just for kind of value and overall that I wish I would have out of all these would have to be the 101-31. The TIE Fighter Collection has a TIE Bomber and a couple other, like a droid fighter, TIE Fighter I think it's called, and 2 regular TIE Fighters. One of those things that, I mean, you can consider it being you know, canon, I guess, but they categorize it as Legends because I don't think you see TIE Bombers or the droid, you know, the droid brain fighter, whatever it's called, in the original trilogy. So yeah, from 2004, guys, $70 for all 4 of those. I would take that any day of the week now. I pick it up any day. I mean, having 4 vehicles like that now when you're paying like $70 for 1 TIE Fighter these days, can't beat it. So again, guys, that's my top 13 list right there, the worst to best. Leave your thoughts down below. What's your favorite Legend set, you know, according to Brick Set? Let me know down below. Let me know how you guys like this video. Give me suggestions for other worst to best. And thank you guys all for watching. Please don't like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. See you guys later. Bye.